We are back with a different person. Guys, so we had a slight change in who was going to be on. We had, yeah, welcome back, Jade. I know, I'm literally changing the names right now. We had a slight change. Ellen, unfortunately, could not be here right now. I think there may have been a little bit of a scheduling conflict. She's at, what was she at, Ben? She's at a
She
Olympic weightlifting?
was trying to qualify for the Swedish national women's weightlifting team and did not get that qualification on her 14 days of prep for the comp. But she did, in fact, get apparently qualification for the national women's strongman championship that she's going to be doing. She's been really hardcore working on all things fitness over in Sweden, and it's probably the hardest schedule to navigate would be like international scheduling conflicts, and so she's got a lot going on right now. But Minnie's gonna step in, and we all know and love him. So
yeah. So for everyone who doesn't know Miniature Action Jesus, he's I'm gonna give it to him, right, because he's helping us out here. But he's a two-time back-to-back winning Twitch Rivals powerlifting meet guy. I'm gonna give it to him because he's helping us out.
Joe sounds like so defeated emotionally by saying that out loud.
Because you want to know why, Ben? Because I cannot be on the same team as you, and it's so upsetting, right? Because they're like, Ben's too strong. Someone needs to go against him. And I'm like, I'm not strong enough to go against Ben. I have to go against you. It's very upsetting, Ben, okay? Because I just want to win one, okay? Back to back.
We've got the whole gamut here, though. We've got the 3-time winner, the only 3-time winner. We've got the 2-time winner, one of two 2-time winners, only because we have a 3-time winner. And we have the 1-time winner.
Boom.
This one.
Boom. Easy game for babies.
Dude, I hate it.
Joe's totally handling this like a mature, an emotionally mature adult. There's no...
No, it's not even that. Bro, it's like, they're like, oh, okay, like, you know, Ben deadlifts like 800 pounds. You deadlift like 6. That's comparable. I'm like, what are you guys talking about? It's not. You know what, Ben, they legitimately asked me, they're like, okay, can you beat Ben on squat? Like, it was a legitimate question.
Who asked that?
The Twitch rival people.
Oh, okay. If I miss all 3 of my attempts, I guess.
Yeah, I think that's what I said. I was like, if Ben misses his attempts, yeah.
Ben fails to register a lift. Okay.
Joe, this will make you even more unhappy. This last year at the Arnold, I went up to talk to Pete at SBD, and he stops, and there's someone next to him who was like just won their weight class in the powerlifting competition. He goes, do you know who this man is right here? This man right here was part of the top viewed powerlifting competition ever on the internet.
All time. Yep.
Yeah. I hate it. I hate it. I really do. But Minnie, thank you for coming in our hour of need, helping us out.
No problem.
We're going to look at some fun videos and I don't know, we'll have fun. We'll maybe do a giveaway. I don't have a giveaway plan, but maybe we'll do a giveaway. We'll maybe do some more Flex Comic stuff. I think I can swing that.
We're giving away Joe's headphone. No.
I'm sure Joe has a beverage he wants to give away.
There's a lot of gamer crud in there. You got sweaty gamer hours.
Give away your pre-workout funnel.
Oh, do you want to see my pre-workout funnel, Ben?
Is it just a funnel?
Yeah, so it's a blue funnel.
It has a little twisty on the tip.
Yeah,
little nip twist. And the other end of it. You're just showing me the inside. Is the bottom of it is it sealable?
Yeah, it's sealable.
Oh, dear sweet Lord, Joseph. That's not okay. That's not good. That seems there's things living there. I don't know if you know that.
Yeah, dude.
There's whole societies in there.
I've seen the rise and fall of the
If you ever watched that, it would be considered a hate crime because of all the lives that are lost from the poor little creatures that have made it their homes. Goodness gracious.
But yeah, I think that pre-workout funnel hasn't been washed in like
Ever. No, that's never
2
seen
years.
water.
It
It
hasn't
doesn't
been
know what
washed
water
since
is.
Stack 3D stopped being made.
Do you ever use anything else with it, or is it just the like
It's
just
just
pre-workout, or did you like change the oil in your car or something? Like, how's that even work? I don't think I've ever had a residue.
yeah. So it's pre-workout is the majority, right?
Does like the
Obviously,
tip of that get into like the liquid? Is that why it's like crystallizing there?
sometimes.
Okay. I'm just
But
wondering where the I'm
Making
trying to
noise.
figure out the physics of it and the chemical makeup.
well, I've recently introduced this to the environment of the funnel. It's the tri-oral packs.
Stuff so that is hydration salts that say never use without doctor supervision.
Oh, really?
It's like it says right on it, like this is like don't use unless you have medical supervision. But those are for if you have like a hiker that gets stranded and they're severely dehydrated and you need to bring their hydration levels back up. It's like 200 like 25,000 milligrams of sodium, potassium, and like potassium citrate, or is it magnesium? It's the other electrolytes that you need to balance fluid levels. So you have to drink a lot of water if you're doing something like that, or else you're gonna get hypertensive.
And it's also comes with glucose.
Boom.
Yeah.
Sugar.
Yeah, we like them
Sugar,
sugar.
sugar.
All right, so let's take a look at
No,
our
I don't know what the
first
three
lift.
are though,
Huh?
because it's tri-oral. Well, see, there's just sodium, potassium. There's something else in there. There's three of them because there's three electrolytes being.
It's sodium, potassium, and then trisodium citrate,
Trisodium
citrate.
There you go. Okay. Yep.
and then glucose. All right, let's take a look at our first lift. This is from Tattooed San. He started training 5 years ago in a friend's garage gym on secondhand 1-inch gear. Not entirely sure what that means.
So 1-inch gear is probably referring to if you look at the sleeve on one of your barbells, like the end. So like you have the 28 millimeter bar, and then out on the end of it, the size, the diameter size of the hole that is in the weights that you slide onto there is a 2-inch sleeve, but a 1-inch is when they had those ones that it was a much smaller hole,
The
and
standard,
usually those
right?
were like that was the old school ones before they started
like your
redesigning
big
the
50
barbell.
pound that's on the floor back there.
Yeah, the standard weights. Okay, I've never heard it referred to as a 1-inch bar or 1-inch diameter.
Yeah, spin
Interesting.
lock type stuff. You do the little star thing that you spin and it
Yep.
closes on it. Yep, that's how they used to do it before. So that's how we started, and this is where we are now.
Yes.
That is.
I feel like I recognize this zone, this place. Does this person compete in the last one, or am I just imagining that completely?
You know what? It's wild you say that. I almost feel like he competed in ours like a few years ago.
Yeah,
Right?
that's what I mean. The one that was that we had like on one of the first ones, maybe.
Yeah,
I don't
during
entirely
COVID.
remember. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
okay.
like it's been updated. That's my guess. I could be totally off base.
Whoa.
Ooh, big bumpies.
I'm intrigued by these plates because they look like the
Chrome.
calibrated Hansos or something, but they don't have the lips on them.
What is he bumping? What's the?
Those are uprights for a yoke.
Wait.
Did he hit them, or is it just the ground shifting?
I think he hit it when he walked back.
Oh,
up
he
the
hit
side.
the rack itself and then booped it. A little boop.
Yeah, he hit the rack and then the yokes.
Whew, that started to roll up on him. It looked like.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the little bit of collapse. His hips are kind of dipping out. His knees are kind of dipping in. But it's hard to fight through that. It's very easy from there to like literally just dump the bar over your head. So it's really good discipline to not let that happen.
And I'm noticing too, he has the strongman like belt set up.
That's like a back brace and then a belt over it.
Yeah.
Which is an
That's
interesting.
a Cerberus soft belt, I think.
You know, I like that you know all these equipments.
Yeah,
man. It makes
Minnie's
it
our
easy.
equipment guy because he
Yeah.
has way too many garage gym accessories.
Well, I don't know if this means anything, but seeing the Mirafit logo, Mirafit is a company that I see a lot of people in UK have, which makes sense because Cerberus is a big company for strongman stuff in the US now. They're starting to get bigger, and he's got Cerberus socks on. Looks like Cerberus knee sleeves. and they're a big company that sells that fitness equipment over there since they don't really have like the pioneers and stuff.
So Bento saying maybe British.
British.
That's what I'm leaning into because Mirror Fit's one of those. It's like that, and there's ATX. You see that, this person's probably from Australia.
Interesting. All right, Minnie, dude, let's go, dude. So that was a 441-pound squat, and that was his personal best.
That's a heavy squat.
That's a heavy squat.
I'm getting messages from Ellen.
What's she saying?
Yes, 12:30 a.m. Wait, now. I thought tomorrow at noon. A.m. is now.
Yeah. It's okay. Just tell her don't worry about it.
Yeah,
Relax. Yeah. So I'll allow Ben to handle that. Let's look at his bench. Yeah. Oh.
Nice little 125 kilo. 275.
Yeah, these weight plates are super shiny.
Yeah, I know. You don't see a lot of like shiny plates anymore.
Yeah. It's I kind of like the aesthetic though. Whoa, way to fight through it. Oh,
Straight
yeah.
shot plate.
Nice. You know what? I will say this. Loving the aesthetic of the gym, like this like hot box sauna type room.
Yeah.
This is great.
I love the idea of like a gym shed like that too, but for me, I am so terrified of being that close to windows, even though it's not that close.
Oh yeah, you don't want to like break the windows on a squat or something because he clipped this, right?
Yeah.
But it does look, just based on his setup and like how he's doing everything, that there is a strongman component to his training. All right. So Minnie, have you ever thought about doing strongman, like going back to it and like maybe?
I have, but my problem with strongman is like powerlifting. It's if you can lift the bar, you're good. But in strongman, there's like a buy-in. So like a couple years ago when I was first starting and I was talking with Ben. Ben was like the first fitness streamer I ever found here. And I was talking about doing a powerlifting competition or a strongman competition. And if you can lift the bar, you're good in powerlifting. Looked at the strongman one and it said, well, what are the weights for your size? And I'm, a cheeseburger under 400 pounds most days. And for my body weight, I'd be up against all of the big guys. And it was like, hey, we're going to do a 700-pound deadlift for reps. And I went, well, I can't do that. And like, okay, with 350-pound per hand farmer's carry for 50 feet. Well, I can't pick up that. I was like, well, I guess I can't do this because all the lifts are, double what I can do.
Yeah.
And that's the minimum. Like you go there, you pay the money, you go in, and you can't pick it up once. Well, you just spent your money. Congratulations.
Yeah. Wow. I mean, well, Ben could do this, but could you imagine just deadlifting for reps 700 pounds? Like, I'm like, that's just insane to me.
Even me, that's you're gonna program out a lot of people. If you like when you have, that's what it's called, is if you have something where an event is just too heavy for people to be able to get through it. It's called getting programmed out. Yeah. And for me, if I was ever competing in a strongman competition, it'd be anytime they do an overhead. Anytime that I've like prepped for something and it's been like, oh yeah, 100%, I'm programmed out because they want me to do this for multiple reps. That ain't happening.
Yeah. And Ellen, don't worry about it. I understand like the time zone stuff is super complicated.
We're so proud of you, by the way, for doing that weightlifting competition. Guys, go check out Ellen. She narrowly missed out on her weightlifting national qualification, but she did get accepted into the national strongwoman competition that's coming up. So she's been absolutely killing it. I don't know how she's been able to keep up with like anything that's going on recently because of how busy she's been. So send her your love. Go follow Ellen. She's wonderful. Incredible entertainer, acrobat, athlete, and just all around great person. So go check her out.
Yeah, one of the nicest people I've had the pleasure of meeting. We did a panel at last year's TwitchCon, and I mean, like I've only had like a handful of conversations with her. She ran up to me and she like hugged me, said hello. I was like, oh my god, you are just the nicest person. Your personality on stream is the same in person. She's just a good people.
Good people.
Good people.
Very
Now,
much so.
speaking of good people, right? Let's check out this guy's deadlift. All right. So we've already kind of figured it out. He's like a strongman / power lifter. So I'm curious to see if his deadlift is going to be like a strongman's deadlift with like hitching, and hiking. I think those are the two different terms, right?
Hitching, ramping is the other one
Ramping.
where you see it, where you kind of like you have the bar sort of rest and then you lean back and like turn your legs into a ramp so that you can like extend your back at a bit of an angle, and then you re-straighten your knees. It's like a segmented lift.
Yeah.
But I want to point out too what Bento was saying. The dear Lord, there is no door to open here to load that barbell. So just getting weights on that bar in and of itself looks like an absolute task.
2 words
He is
for you:
right.
deadlift, jack.
You have to get on the side of it. Even if you were to lift that part of it up, like that's not enough room for a whole person.
Mhm.
That's
Oh no, I
That's-
mean the way I load plates on my bar, I have my one side is right up against the garage door.
Mhm.
I will stand straddling the bar and reach the plate out in
pull.
front of me and hook it and pull it back onto it.
So the reason I don't do that, have you ever pinched? Have you ever like brought the weight back and pinched your hand?
No, because every time I do, I only go fingertips on the outside because I'm aware of people doing
I
it.
would say you do that one time, you'll never load a bar from out to in again. It is like I got a blood blister all the way around the top of my hand from like closing it. It was not fun. Don't recommend.
Oof.
10 out of
No,
10 would
thank
not
you.
do again.
Oh, like a straight leg deadlift.
Ooh, yeah.
That was actually not even. I was expecting there to be a more of a hitch or ramp.
Yeah, that was good.
One more time.
Whoa. You know, he is a pretty tall gentleman as well.
Yeah, it does have the lanky femurs, which like if you were to put your knees, if you were to have your hips a little bit lower, it can push your knees forward into the bar, and it kind of pushes the bar away. But that was like not a hitch deadlift like I was kind of expecting it to be. Very much a back and glute dominant lift, not a whole lot of knee flexion or extension, but super smooth either way.
Yeah,
Got the
definitely.
got the knee sleeves on for the deadlift. My first powerlifting meet, I went and there was a guy there who was a equipped lifter, and I was taking my sleeves off, and he goes, "No, don't take the sleeves off for deadlift. Keep
Yeah.
them on. That way the judges can't see if your knees are locked or not."
Perfect.
You're like,
Perfect.
thank you, strong man. Ooh, I see somebody here that we know.
I was watching this one live.
Yeah, did we watch this live together?
Oof.
I may have already have seen this one now that I think about it. But we have Herp with his 2023 Twitch powerlifting meet submission. He's somewhere in chat. I've seen him. We got rated by him earlier. So let's see. We got show more. Oh, I thought it would give me his stats. This is a lot of. Oh, it says it right here. Ha 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 ha. It says it here on the bottom. 331 pounds for the squat here.
Also, keep in mind he is
that a
not wearing
Ren
a
Fair?
belt. He is in fact wearing a corset.
Yeah, it's like Ren Fair stuff.
Yeah. What's
This is in Celsi's gym.
Zachbot, you are correct.
That hair and fit is crazy. Yeah, dude. Yo!
Dwarven alchemist?
Yeah. I gotta
Here
roll
we go.
shoulders
wow.
into it.
Oh, quick costume change.
Was not expecting it, gonna be honest.
I wasn't ready. The corset's gone. Gotta let the boys breathe.
185 on bench. Again with Celsi, another fitness streamer here spotting him.
The godfather of fitness.
Impossible to read what weight's on the bar though, because you have to have it listed because it's camouflage plates, and so they're impossible otherwise.
Long hold at the top.
Oh,
nice!
thing, that's your feet.
Ooh.
Yeah, you can even see how his feet aren't like moving around at all during
Up.
the press, so that tension is consistent throughout.
Yeah.
Wait,
Chocolate deadlift.
is that sandalias?
There it goes. Up. Yeah.
just straight up flip floppies.
Wait, hold on.
Flip floppy.
Can you do that on everything? No, just this, huh?
There it goes. Up.
I mean, you want a normal shoe, right?
Yeah.
Are flip flops compressible? My whole life has changed in this moment.
Yeah. Ben, you might have a 900-pound dead if you wore flip-flops. You never know.
No, I can't have my toes on stream. People get weird. Are
Wait,
those
people
shoes
get
legal?
weird?
Definitely not competition. They actually will not let you have an open-toed shoe or like the Vibrams 5 Fingers or boat shoe. No, boat shoes might be fine, but they've implemented more.
Now, the Vibrams, I don't get the reason behind that because your feet are covered.
Don't know. I honestly, every single rule in and of its core is gonna eventually boil down to something being kind of arbitrary. But I don't know what the reason is for the Vibrams, but they're pretty aggro on it.
Yeah, that's my fear, and I know this is like, it's not a good reason. Well, it's my reason. It's a good reason. I don't want to lift without shoes in case a weight falls on my foot. I feel like I'm gonna lose a toe, right?
You see it less. It's still sometimes you see barefoot lifting, but usually it's conventional lifting. I think it's a little bit more baked in when you're doing sumo that you don't want even because a little piece of fabric or even like a leather boot or something isn't going to protect your toe from getting if you drop hundreds of pounds on it, but that feeling of security is still kind of there. Rational fear of slipping in your socks when lifting.
A couple months ago who I saw him post that he was at the top of his deadlift, lost his grip, and like the right side swung down and took like 2 of his toes off in his shoe.
To Johnny Candido a few years ago, and he did Worlds, IPF Worlds, and had a bar land on his. Fell on his toe, broke his foot. Couple places. It was a hot mess. It took him a while to be able to do much about it. I think Chance Mitchell as well had to go to the emergency room or something, and his his toenail died or something. It was a hot mess.
Gross.
But not pulling. You don't normally see it. It's an uncommon thing. But when it happens, it's pretty brutal, and usually it would be a max sumo, which is less common nowadays. So where it's like your feet are almost at the plates, and that's why it's really, you want to be aware of where your feet are at all times. And you see a lot of lifters will literally, when the bar's coming down, their feet will in.
Yep.
Amanda Lawrence every time she deadlifts.
Amanda, David Wilson is another good example of a max width sumo puller who every single time his bar will come down, his feet will like rotate in, and then he'll like reset them in between for rep sets and stuff.
Well, even if you've seen Ellen deadlift, it's the same thing. Max sumo.
Ellen's got a really wide sumo as well because she's got crazy flexible everything.
Yeah.
I was gonna say hips, but it's like her spine, she's a muscular Gumby lady.
A Gumby lady.
You messed up your foot like that. Yeah, that is a big fear.
Yeah, no thank you.
Let's just normalize the use of deadlift bars. Give us extra toe room.
Yeah.
That's probably actually one of the reasons for them being designed the way they are, is to give more room.
Minnie, I was gonna say, speaking of toes, didn't you just recently break your toe?
Possibly. I haven't quite decided if it's broken yet or not, but it's half purple, so that ain't good.
Oh no.
Yeah, purple's usually not a good like color when you're when you're looking at digits, limbs, skin.
Purple, not good. Got it.
And the way it happened is one of those like random things where you're like in the shower and you turn and you slip a little, but my foot was so close to the drain that it slipped, and my foot slid across the top of the drain. And when it went across the top of the drain, my second toe went down the drain until it caught on the other side of the drain and stopped.
Oh, right. You were telling us about that. Oh, God. Oh, my tummy hurts.
Yeah, I don't like
And
that.
so I've been wearing flip flops today, and it doesn't hurt as bad, but because I'm not scrunching it up with compression socks. But it's like the inner side of it is just all purple.
New fear unlocked. Yeah, I don't want to
Yeah.
do it. I don't want to do it.
Get a bath mat, Minnie. It's going to change your life. You need some type of
Those
adhesive stickers
gross.
on your bathtub.
Those little stickers in the bath mats, all they do is just like grow funk in them, and then you gotta like
You gotta
scrub
clean them,
underneath
buddy.
them. And I mean, I'm trying to get the funk.
You're right.
off.
Your toe was a willing sacrifice to not have to clean the bathtub.
Yeah.
No, I mean, like,
just throw a little
clean
bit of
those
bleach
things.
every now and then. You'll be fine.
You gotta like rip out the stickers to clean them. So why don't
Rip
I
your
just,
toe off
like,
your foot.
why don't I just like not flip in the tub?
Fair
I mean,
enough.
that's the first step. Is like you don't get in a car accident first.
I mean, he's kind of got a point there.
It's spitting all the facts. I have no recourse. All right, Minnie. Keep
Oh.
breaking your toes. I accept this valid reasoning.
All it means is I'm gonna pull 700 next time, and Joe's gonna have something else to.
That's
complain
true.
about.
Every time Minnie gets hurt, it like is his superpower is he just absorbs the pain and injury into a PR, and it's really annoying.
It's super annoying because like
Every
the other
time
day
I
he's
get
like,
hurt, I
"Yeah,
go
dude, I pulled
backwards. Minnie's like,
650."
yes, is this time? All right. And then like Rachel comes and drops a plate on his sternum or something. And you're like, ah! Yes, it fuels me.
All right, guys, let's take a look at our next lifter. We have donuts over deadlifts, 31-year-old, 160 pounds. We have a 315 squat, 215 bench, and a 315 deadlift. This is 3 wheels on the legs. I like
Well-rounded.
it. Shoom. And shoom. I hate that it mutes, Ben. Nice.
Right. I like those rep 6-shooter urethane ones.
Yeah, that bottom position right there. It's like I would say the cueing and positioning is great. Little bit of like the strength in terms of glutes needing a little bit more, and the hip kind of rolls in, so you see the knee valgus. But the back positioning and angle is totally solid all the way through there,
Mm-hmm.
and then gets recovers well from it. Because that is another thing that like if you get to that point, if his spine was to go into flexion there, you just miss the lift. Like it becomes impossible to
100%.
recover. And so the fact that his core is able to maintain even with the knees kind of twisting in like that is a testament to the core strength.
Yeah. And again, nice low bar squatter. Yeah, just overall good job, man, on the lift. And,
No,
and 315 is no laughing number. That's a big number.
It's a lot. And again, that position when it gets compromised and the knee starts to kind of round in and valgus, it puts a lot more pressure. Like the whole rest of the chain wants to kind of like collapse in as well. And so resisting that is really, really good.
Yeah, and just for everyone in chat, when Ben's saying knee valgus, that means the knee is going in towards the center line, the midline.
Yes. Valgus, and I think is it Vegas is the other way, is when the knee is
Varus.
externally rotating. Varus. That's a League of Legends champion.
You know what's crazy? Is that I pay a lot of money every year just so I know that word. And I hate it.
I guess the question is though, do you pay a lot of money to know that word because people actually have a lot of varus problems, or is valgus the most common?
It depends on the population. So typically, like I'll just say it like a blanket statement. You see more valgus, right? You see more valgus collapse.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever had an issue where somebody was externally rotating the hip too much and causing their knees to like track outside of the safe line of movement nearly as much, because the adductors will like trigger and pull the knee over, or if the arches of your feet collapse, right? If you're not maintaining the arch in your foot and that collapses, then the ankle goes in and starts to break internally, and then the knee follows it. So it can be at the hip, it can be at the foot, or just the adductor itself going from again 0 to 100, because someone's like trying to push. A lot of times when people say cue knees out, it actually causes the problem to get worse. because they'll be pushing their knees out so hard on the descent that they literally stop engaging their adductors. Then they get to the bottom of the squat, and suddenly all of that tissue that's just been not not having any tension goes from 0 to 100, and it kind of fires the knees in. So a way to think about it is like if you were kind of gently, while you're squatting, if you were kind of gently squeezing something like imagine like a Bosu ball or something in between your legs, and keeping that tension in your adductors, then they don't fire quite as hard in terms of how they collapse in. And so usually, yeah, knees out is often a bad cue to give somebody squatting that, instead trying to get them to engage their adductors on the way down, if it's because of that firing. But there's like 3 or 4 different causes of it.
Yeah, there's quite a few causes for the knee valgus. For the knee varus mini, typically what I would see is people that have some type of birth defect. That's the biggest common where you see like excessive knee varus, and it's more of like they're not getting excessive knee varus on like a squat. It's a passive thing. It's always there. Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, it seems like that would have to be more of a hip joint problem because
They call somebody like bow-legged, right?
Yeah.
Would be.
Rickets, back in the past when rickets was a thing, people would get bow-legged, and that's the actual tibia and femur bending. So it's not like it's a hip problem. It's like, yes, it's happening at the hip, but it's a structural defect. But like no amount of like cueing will fix that.
We do RB learning.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah. So kind of neat, huh? Don't get rickets, guys.
Don't do it. Say no to rickets.
All right. Let's take a look at his bench. I believe this said
215.
215. Yes, Mitty. He just knows it. He knows the weights. Oh.
There we go.
Press it.
Fighting to keep his butt down. I think that's what that is. I think it would go faster if he wasn't worried about his butt coming up. But like I've been there, and you're like, wait. I'm not really focusing on the pressing. I need to keep my butt down. Keep my butt down.
Yeah, he's really good, like control of his body.
Mm-hmm.
I dig those mutant metal monoliths he has. They have rollers.
Oh, the
built
drop
into
away
them.
thingies. Yeah.
Yeah, but instead of having a counterweight, those are spring loaded, so they can be a lot smaller.
Oh, they don't have the profile on the other side where it's like having a kick back and do swingies. I get it.
Yeah, and they have rollers, so you can actually recenter on them, and that's really handy. Surprisingly, a lot of people don't like rollers, but I mean, for me, it's so nice to be able to recenter your bar if you don't come back in straight and you have like a bunch on there.
I very much prefer rollers. I would miss them if they were gone. If you're not used to it, it can feel like you can't really get yourself locked in and set up. But when you become used to them, it's really hard to go back.
Yeah.
On a side note, I think, is this our first sumo deadlift we've seen?
This might be, I think, of the entire day.
Yeah. We've seen, by the way, Ben, almost 100 videos today.
Yowza.
Is that crazy?
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like it. All right, so 315 sumo dead.
Look at that back position.
Yeah.
One more time, because that was... Yeah. Yeah, the core strength is not this person's problem.
No.
The only thing that was going on in that squat, I'm guessing, was either an adductor cueing issue or just maybe arches are staying solid here.
Yeah, I mean
That does not look like a 1 rep. That looks like a very conservative single, that's like a warm up.
Like whenever he gets the tension out of the bar, he makes a nice little lat triangle.
Yeah, I mean, impressive. All right, man, good job.
Well, if we're gonna see a sumo lift today, I'm glad it was one that was not it was not all
like
janky
flawless.
and stuff.
Yeah.
And we had to break that with a bunch of stuff.
Oh, I like that. Yeah, I want to say that was our first sumo deadlift.
I'm trying to remember if there have been other ones or not.
It's been mostly conventional. We did have some of those rickshaw deadlifts. A couple of we had a couple of a block pull. The block pull might have been sumo.
Oh,
Man, I
on
do have another-
that platform, right? That he had.
No, that was conventional. I'm trying to think.
Yeah, the MB power platform is not very big for doing But I have a question for you, Ben.
Hmm.
Is this a problem that you see often with like talking about that last guy when he was benching? You were saying he looked like he was trying to keep his butt down.
Mm-hmm.
I've noticed that for me particularly, being a very small person at 6'6", 400 pounds, that I don't have the problem of my butt ever wanting to come up for bench.
Right.
Is that a problem that you see a lot with maybe smaller and lighter people who don't have just the massive amount of girth holding
Yeah,
themselves to the
I
bench?
would say like you might even be able to get away depending on like how big you are. If you could like the amount of movement available before your butt is actually off the bench is lower when you're lighter. So you can see more kind of uh like if somebody oh man, what's his name? The some of the big like all-time benchers, right? The really really big boys when they go, you see more instances of kind of what we would call like heave pressing, right, where it kind of really sinks in and you see like almost a loss of tension and then everything kind of engages.
Yeah,
And you see that, and I would say if you put that same person's skeleton, like if you did the same thing with a smaller athlete, the butt probably would come up, but they got more cheek to work with. And so it's like literally it's like there is more movement happening, but there's the it doesn't full on come off of the bench. Would be a one of my like guesses. And then the other thing too is like you need less, I guess, of that crazy leg drive. You're just working with more material to move the weight. Um,
yeah. I've been working on my bench stuff, and I noticed I'm one of those kind of like I feel like a heavy person. Like someone told me, "Oh, why don't you just touch and go?" And I said, "I just physically cannot touch and go bench. Everything has to
mhm,
have a light pause because that pause is like my mental turnaround between touch the chest, leg drive."
mhm,
And whenever I do that, I was even trying to like put some cheatiness into it last time I was benching to see if how it felt. And
mhm.
I cannot get my butt off the bench.
Could
It just
also be foot
does not want
angle.
to go.
Foot angle, back mobility. There's a few different things that could go into it. All stuff that doesn't really favor bigger lifters as much, like stuff that would not be um, just having more mass there. You know, it's
Mm-hmm.
not gonna be as floaty. Your body isn't moving through space as much. I mean, these are like my guesses as to why it would potentially happen. And then depending on where you set up your legs, you do not see as many large lifters with really big arches
Yeah,
typically.
not
Um,
usually.
yeah, but I mean, you can see it sometimes. Like there was the whole singlet issue that happened at the IPF Worlds a few years ago in single ply, where there was an athlete that was a bigger guy that was trying to bench like 1,000 pounds and had a they gave him a really baggy singlet
Mm.
and to make it like literally it was like he was wearing a diaper because his butt would like kind of float on the way down. And they didn't want the judges to see it, and so they gave him a oversized singlet and
Oh.
kind of bunched it around there. So his butt was definitely coming up because you could almost see daylight even with the baggy singlet. But like that kind of stuff happens. It's yeah, I don't see it as much with bigger athletes, but it's mostly conjecture and my assumptions based on what I would think is happening there. But I don't have a solid. I can't give you the research notes on why it happens or doesn't.
I'm sure it's not really like a heavily researched thing of whose butt comes off the bench more.
Yeah, and why is it more likely to happen? Those are just my guesses.
We'll talk to Pete. He has a lot of numbers on this stuff. He might have
And a big
the
booty.
stats.
So for a tall guy, Pete's a big booty man.
He is snack.
All right, let's take a look at our next lifter. This is actually someone that I
Huh.
wanted to look at anyways, but it's even better now that we have the man, the myth, the legend here. Minnie's lifts.
Woo!
Oh yeah.
Now, Minnie, I'm just gonna let you take the reins on this. So, what are we doing here?
Well, I last time I did the garage gym competition, I was peaked for a meet, and then COVID shut everything down. So I didn't. I just did all the normal stuff. But this
Mm-hmm.
time, I'm a teacher. For those of you who don't know, I teach kindergarten through fifth grade music, and so the last month of school is just an absolute shit show. So I've been coming home from work just mentally dead and not wanting to lift, or just feeling awful, wanting to take a nap to like 8 o'clock, not lift, not doing pre-workout lifting. So I was like, well, hell, I have not touched a bar. I've not been in my garage in a month. So I'm just going to do very simple stuff. My goal was I've never done more than 3 plates on a safety squat bar, and regular squatting's giving me elbow tendonitis. So I said, well, I'll see if I can go, 400 kilo, or what would it be 400, or not 400 kilo, 200
200
kilo.
kilo? Yeah,
Yeah.
440.
And I was like, let's see if I can do
400 kilos is a
440,
lot.
450ish. We'll see up in that area. And then I kept going, got up here to a nice 496 pound. Was that 230 or 225 kilo safety bar squat?
495 is 225. Yeah, about.
Yeah, so this was my first time ever, like it's a whole red plate above the best I've ever safety bar squatted
Oh.
after not squatting for a month. So I was kind of happy with that. It actually moved.
Mm-hmm.
Let's take a look at it.
Yeah, man, those rack extensions from was it 1211 Fitness? They're so handy whenever you have a squat bar and your hands
you
go
have-
out where the rack sits.
So you can move. I get it. So that it's you can have your hand out there and it's not like running into the J hooks.
Yeah, and the company, unfortunately, they kind of closed shop. But
Oh.
whenever he was talking about making them, he gave me the dimensions, and I messaged him back and said, hey, I just want to let you know those dimensions are going to make it so far out that they would literally be inside my shoulders. And he remeasured and went, oh yeah, I forgot how big some big guys are, so I'm going to redo them all to be a different size. So I got the first of the batch of.
That's wild. Look at that. Many out here saving people's orders before they stop producing.
Yeah. They're super nice. They just slide on like a J cup. You can slide your normal J cups on there.
Yeah, this is nice. Mini, the form is great too.
I would say Minnie is an example of a heavyweight lifter that pretty consistently is still like hitting depth, and it's you do not see that as much in the bigger lifters. It's they'll say like, oh, I can't do it, and then I'll like, yeah, well, look at Minnie does it, so why can't you?
And he does it well.
Well, one of the things I pointed out to some people on stream before is that lifting, I used to be able to barely get out of a chair with pushing myself. And now it's like to the point where I can almost flat-footed standing squat down to talk to these kindergartners, because you don't realize how small a kindergartner is until you see someone next to me, and it's like the kindergartner comes up to my pocket. So I have to get way down there to hear what they're having to say, because otherwise it's like the Jack and the Beanstalk giant trying to hear what they're saying from the top of the beanstalk.
And guys, look at Minnie's setup, right? Excellent camera quality. He's got the drink spotter with the obsidian ammonia smelling salts. I mean, that's one way to use it.
Safety is never an accident.
Safety is never an accident, because we practice safe sets on the Twitch fitness and health community. But guys, you can hang out with Minnie. You can watch him lift all this incredible weight on twitch.tv/miniature action. Jesus, Minnie. Thanks for the shout out. There we go. Perfect. Easy. I think Minnie may have done that for himself, but I appreciate it.
I did not. I had been a meet. So this bench, my best ever bench was last year at Twitch Rivals, which 2 times. But I did 170 kilo, and it was very rough. It was so rough that anybody would see that and they would say that is a bad lift.
Wait, how many kilos was it? I'm sorry, you broke up.
170, so 374 pounds. And it was like got to middle point and kind of shifted over, and I caught it and got it back up. Finally, barely made it. And so we're benching, and my goal was I haven't benched in a month. I wanted to hit like 340, maybe 350 if I was feeling spicy. And then people in chat were like, "Hey, you should go up." And I'm like, "Well, I can either go like 340 and then jump to 350 and then jump to 360, or I can go straight to 350, and then we can decide from there." And they're like, "Go to 350." So I go to 350. It felt real good. They said, "Go for a PR," and I went, "Oh, I don't know if I got that." I said, if I'm going to do a PR, if I'm going to do a lift, I'm not going to do 170 again. I'm going to do 171. So there's little tiny itty bitty chip plates underneath those collars. And this one went a lot better than the first one.
Okay, let's take a look. And we'll watch.
Stable. Bar comes down. Yeah, see, there's that little bit of like the sink there, and then the reed. Nice and smooth. It does not look like a lift that would match the description you were giving in terms of like, oh, that's not a very good lift. That looks very comfy.
Yeah, no shot, dude. This was so good, Minnie. And your arms are so long.
You said this was after. You said this was after, like, your motivation, everything to lift has been like just getting drained from all the little succubus vampires that are, June like elementary school age music students.
Yeah.
And it was also like the end of the year, so my concert was coming up, and at the end of the year, done. I was done with the school, so I was packing up all my stuff to move to the new school, and then like got my concert done, and it was like, oh, I just got to survive one more week. I'm just gonna have the kids do games every day because I don't feel like dealing with it.
It sounds like all my teachers, but it wasn't the end of the year where they would do like, games and
Joe's
movies.
Super's like day 2, like I'm sick of this kid. Why does he smile all the time? Stop that. He looks so energetic and he doesn't fit through doors. He has to turn sideways.
I was a lot smaller as a kid.
I saw his high school picture. He looked like he could have been a background person in a Good Charlotte video.
You know what? He is not wrong. I had super long hair that covered my eyes, went down to my shoulder.
My goodness.
I was a
Throwback
cool
pictures
kid.
of Joe. We demand. We want.
Wait, please don't look through my old pictures because you'll find horrible pictures of me on MySpace.
I need to find these. Yeah.
All right, Minnie, we got a 683 deadlift. Right?
Is this
Yeah.
the burger? The burger singlet?
So if y'all remember, if you watch Twitch Rivals, I went for 666 and I missed it, so I had to like get the bad juju off the burger singlet.
Yeah. Gotta clean it off.
Yeah, you definitely need to wash the singlet
time where
after this deadlift.
I was chat bullied. I was gonna go for like 550 and call it, and they were like, "Hey, you should go more." And I was like, "All right, let's do 600." Like,
Yeah.
Hey, you should go more. And I was
Never
like,
listen to Twitch
I jumped from
chat.
608 to 661,
Yeah.
and then I went from 661 to 683, and then right as this happened, Metal Megs came in with like a huge rate, and I was like, oh, I gotta go for 700.
We gotta
now.
go for 700.
You
This
got
is
to.
the decision I'm making right now.
Yeah, I got 700 to like my knees, and then like my. Have you ever had a computer like blue screen in the middle of a song or a game and it just pauses when you're loud in your
Where's
ear?
that video? I'm ready to see it. It's just the. Oh goodness.
I sent it to Joe somewhere, but like I pulled and the song in my ear paused on a single note and just froze, and it was just like, "Ee," and then
Oh,
it faded
no.
away, and then the
I was
music
like,
came
what
back, and I was like, oh Jesus Christ,
I'm
what just
back.
happened?
Oh, Minnie. You gotta be careful with Twitch chat. There hasn't been a single time, that at least I can remember, where Twitch chat has been like, hey Joe, maybe we don't go for the PR. Maybe we just call it quits. They always say go for it.
Yeah.
There's never been a time.
Yeah, every time.
I might get like DMs from people, be like, "Hey, I don't think this is a good idea." But the overall chat experience is like, you should do this. This is like it's on live TV. You can't be hurt on live TV.
Everybody
There's
knows
no way
that.
this goes bad.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%.
You're the protagonist right now. Twitch chat hype man. Twitch chat like drunk backseat driver. Like take left. I don't know if this is a good idea. Come on.
It's like there's a river there. They're like, drive through it.
Yeah, it's like you can survive it probably
send
if
it,
you
it'll
want
be
to. Tell
fine.
everybody about it.
I found it. What is this?
And that's probably the blue screen. Oh God! Oh Joe! The face. Oh no!
It's not a phase, Mom. Okay.
It's not a face. I got your picture. I'm coming with you. Dear Maria, got me.
Guys, I was a gorgeous emo
Oh
kid.
my goodness. That's a thing. Where you still have? Do you? I mean, I guess your skin grew back. Like you don't still have lip piercings, do you?
Oh no! Oh, I feel bad now. No.
Were those fake?
No. Yeah. So these are fake.
You were
This
a
is from-
fake. Oh my gosh, you weren't even real emo. You were
No,
fake
no.
emo.
This is like 4 years ago. So this is not high school. I don't know if that makes it better.
This was not for you. Was this on stream?
Yeah, this is
Yeah,
on
I
stream.
remember that stream.
Like, we're so cool.
Oh no! Oh no!
Oh.
I was like, I didn't know you and Lori met back in high school. That's crazy.
Wait,
Yeah.
well, so we did meet back in high school, and she didn't get to see me during my skater boy phase. That's when I
You
had
had
the
to
long
bring
hair.
that back. Yeah.
She didn't get to see you during that because you were too busy going out wrestling all the time.
That's true. I was out there wrestling.
You're an
Wrestling.
emo wrestler?
Dude, I was a menace,
Yeah.
man.
I'm
I was
trying
all
to
over
put
the
this
place.
all together in my head, and I'm having a hard time stacking these Lego blocks. This is...
Dude, I was just a menace, bro. I was an emo wrestler, skateboarder, just living my best life.
Goodness
He
gracious.
claims he can still do a kickflip, but I think if he does, he's going to end up with his face embedded in a rack.
Oh no, I still got it. How dare you? You don't just lose it. Like
He did indeed say you later, boy.
yeah, dude. After this stream, Minnie, I'll send you me doing a kickflip. Okay? I'll
Yeah,
do
but it's
it.
going to be like on a Razor 2 or something.
I mean, I'll send that too. I got that as well.
Like 2008 Joe
No.
riding a toy machine deck or something.
You know
I had
what?
a goatee.
I didn't like
goatee
toy
in
machines.
2008.
They were a little too wide, right? I was more of an element skateboarder, or even do a birdhouse. Yeah. Dude, I still got it, dude. It's still there, Minnie. Okay, you don't just lose that. All right.
It's not phase! It's not!
phase.
You never understand.
We
You
got
never
to make
understand.
Joe be the new Mikey Maybe Me on Instagram.
No, there's no shot. I don't know how he does that. So for everyone who doesn't know, you know what? We'll do this right now because this is we're about to close up shop. It's Mikey
Which, by the
Maybe,
way-
right? Yeah, maybe.
Which, by the way, Mikey Maybe Me is a Massonomics sponsored lifter.
This guy's ridiculous. Oh. Oopsie. There we go.
Ben's doing a hundo, and this guy's just putting 100 things on his
I
body.
was just saying, like, this is their version.
Why is this not going, Minnie? There we
Felt
go.
like I was hardcore, but I was a poser. Okay, we have the different reins. What else happening? We have wagon wheels. We have a bunch of different plates. There's a solar system diorama, like sitting on his head with a skateboard in his teeth. Maybe
Yes, he's holding his teeth.
he's holding the skate.
And
He's
got an Xbox.
stabilizing it
He's
with
got an Xbox 360 on one side and the old Xbox, the original Xbox.
He's got
on
the
other.
megaphone. Yeah, he's got the he's
Yu-Gi-Oh
picking up
cards.
a little mini hoop that is not knocking over the 3 stacked energy drinks, because that means that you're not stable.
No. Everybody knows that's
This
too much
is,
forward
yeah.
translation.
This is a lot of athletic.
People
just-
claim that the CrossFit is functional. No.
That's function. Yeah.
I wanted to see his
Checkmate vegans.
He had a one where he was like skateboarding, right, Minnie?
Yeah,
The fact that he didn't knock those over is pretty good.
there was one where he had a bar on his back with like 315 trying to do a kickflip.
Oh, here we go.
Oh dear lord. Yep.
All right. Like, say what you want about this guy, his 360 flips are on point.
That is not an easy thing to do without all the other dumb stuff going on. in the
I couldn't do it
background.
with weight on my
That's
back.
not easy under perfect circumstances.
Well, he was, or he still is a pro skater,
I believe it.
Mm.
or at least he was a
there's no
sponsored
way.
skater. He might have been a sponsored amateur, but he's like, it was a skater and then started doing lifts and started just sticking them together.
Yeah. I
It's
mean,
wild.
what a perfect combination, right? Where this powerlifting meets skateboarding,
Yeah.
and then meets like circus level stunts.
So we're gonna have Ellen learn how to skateboard so she can do a handstand with a bar on her feet and then kickflip.
You know what? Knowing Ellen, she will master it in a few weeks.
Mhm.
She probably already does it. Just doesn't
And
show
then we
us.
find out that there was a national team for it, and she made the team and won. Like, that's what it would be. We just find out that the sport even exists.
Dude, she's so
Oh,
talented, man.
God.
Just always, she's like, yeah, I'm on the national team now for powerlifting, strong woman, Olympic weightlifting.
Barely
Archery.
missed the Olympic team by because she only had 2 weeks
It's
Needs to
insane.
prep instead of 3, basically. I had
Yeah,
to learn
she's
how
impressive.
to clean and snatch. All right,
Oh, let's do one more lifter here, and then we'll begin
let's do it.
wrapping up shop. Alrighty, so our last lifter of the day
Florian.
is Florian the German. That's his name. He's a
great
farm
farmer.
kid turned power lifter.
Yes, clearly from Texas.
Manitoba.
No.
It's from Manitoba, Texas. There we go. Oh, dude, I think Instagram is just.
Wait, is he actually
over
from
it.
Texas? Was I right?
Oh
There's
no,
way.
He's from Canada.
Okay.
Canada.
I was like, wait a minute. I was making a joke because it said the German, but he's Canadian, of course.
Yeah,
the Canadian
that makes
German.
more sense.
Perfect. Yeah, this is the timeline. Woo!
All right.
Dang.
Oh,
So
the
he had a
happy
little bit
knees.
of that. He had a little bit of that corkscrew going on, even with the double overhand.
Yeah.
Good control though, positioning. Little grinding. What was this weight? This is 6 something, right? I can't tell with the plates.
Me either. All right, let's see. I just wanted to see it one more time.
So it looks like either 5 plates and a 35 or 6 plate.
585.
585. Okay.
That was a massive improvement to his deadlift.
Well, I'd say that's a big ass
Yeah.
deadlift.
I mean, so yeah, typically, right? You don't see the corkscrew with the double overhand.
Yeah, I wonder if it was maybe the it could be that the bar was not completely settled. There was a little bit of rolling there, or like if there's a divot on the floor. That hits me a lot. If there's a I have a divot on this left side, and so the bar will kind of float a little.
Mm.
But like if he bumps it with his left shin, no, I don't know.
His right knee definitely locks out a little bit sooner than his left, but
Yeah, I mean, makes it through all the way. It's the reason, like the thing we'd be pointing out there, it would be for the reason of like there's energy that's being lost, and you're having to work harder to like resist that rotation. Because if the bar is starting to rotate around you, you're having to stop that rotation so you can stand all the way. Because the bar is going to want to keep moving. If you've ever tried to do a farmer's walk or something, you get to a turn, you have to like pull back the inner arm and push forward the other one. Opposite, so that it doesn't like overcorrect and run into itself, and
Yeah.
because that weight wants to keep moving.
You know what I see there is like once it gets to just about the socks, it starts to come away from his legs, and without being close to your legs, it kind of leaves you open to wobble.
Having if it kind of moves, if that leg straightens a little bit too early, then there's gap there for it to come back on. Maybe I don't
Yeah.
know. That's a solid lift though, and
Yeah.
good control on the way down.
yeah, good job fighting it. I mean, 585, impressive lift, 6 plates.
Very much.
All right. We got the bench here. I got those same clips. I love it. Oh, dude, perfect lift. Oh,
Oh,
but
yeah.
bolt your rack
There
down.
you go. Oh, see how much the rack moved.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Look at this.
Oh, oh.
Yeah, he
Hovering.
doesn't even flare his elbows out. Doesn't look like.
It looks like this straight line down, and then straight up. No, he kind of comes back towards his face a little bit, which is what you want to do. You want to kind of like have your elbows move out slightly, to let you just kind of naturally have your triceps extend.
Mm-hmm. Is the rack on a platform?
I
Is
think
there-
it's on a mat. So there's like the horse stall mat is there.
Okay.
So there's like a 3/4 inch gap from the mat to the cement flooring of the garage.
Okay,
or
yeah, because
basement.
this shadow here is like giving the illusion that it's raised. I'm
Yeah,
like,
I mean it
please,
is like it looks like it's gonna come off of the mat onto the gap there. It's you're correct to be mildly concerned.
I'm mildly concerned, Florian.
Mildly concerned, yeah. Aware of the impending danger.
Oh, okay, well, let's rewind that. There we go.
Oh man, I want to say something, but I'm not going to.
Do you guys see that depth?
Spot there. Very smooth high bar.
That was good.
Yo. And he's a bigger boy, too. That's good depth.
Yeah, very narrow stance too.
You know, his bio said that he was a farmer boy turned power lifter. But this squat reminds me of an Olympic weightlifter.
No, it's high. I mean, high bar-ish positioning, relatively narrow stance. The hips aren't coming back super far. The knees have plenty of room to move forward. Good solid depth, neutral spine the whole way through. That looks like a weightlifting squat as opposed to a powerlifting squat.
Yeah, very impressive, Florian. If you're here in chat, good stuff, buddy. I like it. Woo! Alrighty.
Now, high bar squatters usually squat that narrowly. Usually it's going to be a narrow, you can get away with a more narrow foot position for high bar compared to low bar. You don't see it as often because the hip displacement that needs to happen.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine like going shoulder width or wider at my shoulder width to try high bar because it just tilt forward so much.
Or your knees would have to flare out. Because if your knees are going forward with a wider stance, you just don't have the hip mobility for it.
Yeah.
Because you have to stay more upright with the high bar squat just naturally. Because if you start to go forward, then the lever arm of your hip is like this, and it's gonna start pushing your head down.
You guys actually want to watch one more?
Sure.
Just because I want to get your take on it. So, this one. Some might say the greatest squat on the garage gym competition. I mean, I would agree if people said that.
You're gonna show Lauren?
I was taking it seriously for a second. My bad. My mistake. I'm sorry. I believe Joe.
Yeah, no, that's why I like Ben. He just believes. But this was actually my squat PR. So for people who don't know, I had a shoulder injury that was presenting as a form of golfer's elbow, so medial epicondylitis, right? So just pain here on the medial portion of my elbow.
God bless you.
Yeah, thank you. And took some rehab stuff, did some things for it, and ended up fixing it like a week before I had to submit my lifts. So I was like, you know what? Like, we got the crew here. Like, if I can do 600 pounds on squat, I'm a happy camper because it means I didn't really lose any strength, right? Decided to just kind of ball out of control. We got 615 on the bar.
Ball. The angry face.
Oh, you know what it is though? Is that I'm literally gonna, like, my head's gonna explode with the
I'm gonna
pressure.
die. I'm not angry. I'm just about to die. I'm gonna throw up. I'm gonna throw up. Oh God.
A mild case of pass
Joe
out.
looking thicky with it.
Oh yeah, this
You
was
heavy boy right now.
dude. Okay, Ben. Actually, we're not gonna play that game because it's gonna hurt my feelings. I was gonna say guess how much I weigh, but
I
that's
was gonna say 250. I think you look 250 there.
250. No. So at that time, I was 275.
Jeez, Joe.
Yeah.
Okay, I was
No
trying
way.
to be goodness gracious.
No way.
275. Yeah.
How?
How are you 275 at 4'6"?
Rude. Okay. A lot
Now
of
there
muscle.
comes the yeah. All right, I got to 252 once, and I'm like, I don't want to be here anymore. I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna drop back down. I don't like this. 275, Joe.
Yeah, but so
Who
we're
are you
cutting
eating?
back down.
Who were you eating?
Who was I eating?
Butter?
Yeah, how many people like were sacrificed into your tum tum for that?
3
'Cause-
people a week.
I was gonna say you looked about 30 pounds heavier than I thought. Like than I expected you to. In my brain, you live at 220, and
I mean,
so
he was complaining how big he felt whenever we were at TwitchCon. He was like 250. He's like, oh, just-
I was 240 at
big right now.
TwitchCon. Yeah.
and I'm out here like 150 pounds heavier. And I'm going like, you think you're too big now? Come up to my side.
Well, so like, I was like, okay, you know, I don't really have a goal per se in terms of strength and stuff. I'm like, how big can I get? Right?
Yeah, all of
Yeah.
it. You did.
So I was just like, I just started eating and just lifting weights. And guys, it's a lot easier than you think. You just do that and you gain weight.
Dude, that's one of those questions you don't ever need to ask because if there's a TLC show about it, you probably don't need to ask that question. How big can I get?
Yeah, how
big
big
can
can
I
I get? But yeah, so 615, and that was without squatting for like a month and a half.
Attaboy, that's how you do it.
Yeah, I mean, we're back on our training regimen, right? We're down. So I've been cutting for a week. We're down 5 pounds, but all water weight, so nothing crazy. Um, and yeah, dude, we're gonna live the grind. And I think Ben, I think after this cut, when I'm incredibly shredded, right?
Shredded. Yeah.
Shredded. Then we'll reattempt all the PRs, and that will be my new like real PRs, because these are just fake heavy Joe PRs. They don't mean anything.
Mm.
Do you know what I miss? I
Uh,
miss old Joe. I miss
What?
old Joe that was like, all right, I'm starting this new program. I'm 3 weeks in. I'm doing like 3 sets of 10. Never mind. I'm just going to max out today.
Dude, the amount of like angry messages I would get from Tina, where I was like, Tina, I'm maxing out today. And she's like, why?
She's like, don't do that. And you're like, sorry, I can't hear you. I blacked out for a second from that.
There were so many days when it was like, all right, guys, I'm going to be back tomorrow. We're going to be benching. We're going to be doing some light bench. Next day, he's like, all right, I'm going to go for like 410 today.
And I would hit that 410, by the way. Like,
Goodness gracious.
That's only because Bear was there to give you a handoff.
dude, honestly though, those help. And I don't care what you say, Minnie. I know that was a little like a sexual comment. They help.
It was not. It was a comment because Ben taught me never rely on somebody else to get the bar to you and learn how to do it your damn self.
It's one of those things that if you go to a competition, you can't have a buddy come and like lift off for you. So it has to be the person that they provide, and the quality of that is never within your control. And so I like the idea of there's always so much else that's going on in competitions that's out of your control to have every single factor that you do have agency in. And it's like, if I'm always used to unracking for myself and that's all it ever is, then I never have to adjust to a bad lift off from another person and then feel like, oh, I missed that lift because someone else messed up. It's like, it's just me all the time. But I think when it does help to have, if you have a consistent one. I just could never rely on it. So I always encourage people to, like, if you're able to get to the point where you can comfortably and consistently do your own unrack, it's a good skill to have.
Yeah, and for the most part, I agree with that too. It's but in the gym setting, oh boy, howdy, am I getting those liftoffs? They are so nice, dude. They're so nice.
I've only ever had 2 liftoffs, and one was in my first meet. I've never had a liftoff before, and they said, "Oh, by the way, we're not adjusting the combo rack height for bench, so just take a liftoff." And the guy pulled my shoulders out every time. And the second liftoff was probably the most skilled liftoff person in tested powerlifting, Donovan Thompson. He gave me a liftoff, and I went, "Oh, so this is what a liftoff is supposed to feel like."
If you get a good one, it's like really, really good. But if you don't, then it's gonna make you bomb out, and then you're gonna feel really upset at yourself.
Ever since Ben told me that, I said, "Okay, I'm just gonna learn how to pick up the bar myself because it's me and Rachel, and Rachel's not here most of the time."
Mm.
Oh yeah, and the weights that you're lifting, Rachel's gonna struggle with those liftoffs, especially if you get pinned, right?
Well, the thing is, you don't need somebody who can, like, if you're benching 400, you don't need somebody who can pick up 400. You need someone who can pick up like 100, and you can get 300 off yourself.
Mm-hmm. Because you're not just gonna give up unless something goes terribly wrong and your hand like flies off and the bar like falls on you and
So
you're
that's my
like
take on
unconscious
it.
or something.
Like if you pull like a Thor and you hurt your chest, like you want someone pulling that weight off you.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's why if you saw my rack, I have the hard drop-in safeties for bench always set up at my safety height. I have straps for squats, so if the squats straps fail, there's another safety below it.
Yep. Now guys, I think it's getting close to that time, right? I do want to say thank you to Minnie again.
Thank you, Minnie.
Yes, for stepping up and filling Ellen's spot. I really do appreciate you, Minnie. Guys, not only did Minnie step up in our time of need, but he's been handling the tech side of the Discord. He's been directing people. I'm assuming giving good advice because we didn't run into any tech problems.
Hey,
If
luckily,
he's giving bad
everybody-
advice, then people didn't take it. So
I was worried a little bit because Chad came in like 2 minutes before he was supposed to go on, and then he just turned on his stuff and it was good. And I was like, good to go, perfect.
You're like, nailed it, Chad.
awesome.
Yeah, man knows what he's doing.
And Ben, you said that you're streaming after this, right?
Yeah, I have to train and do my normal stream stuff, so that's what we'll do. I might take time to actually have a meal because I had a sandwich, I had a yogurt cup, I had 4 string cheeses, but I'd spend 8 hours and I need to eat before I squat 600. So,
Which is fair.
Yeah.
'Cause I was hoping to send this your way.
let's find someone. Let's find someone and send it their way. I don't want to. I need to make the healthy choice to actually fuel myself. So we can send somebody in the fitness community if anybody's on the love.
Let's take a look. You know what? Yeah, guys. By the way, I know a lot of people in here are still most likely from the Instagram competition, and you may not know too much about Twitch, but Twitch is primarily for gaming. But there is a growing section where people do fitness and health on it. That's what we're doing, obviously. And if you guys like that stuff, you like to see people train in real time, please, 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 please support fitness and health on Twitch. It's one of the easiest things to do, and it's so beneficial for everyone in this category. I don't know anybody in here right now. Minnie, can you see on my end?
Yeah, John. I know Johnny. Johnny's one of the guys we met with Miss Flex out at TwitchCon.
Oh, Johnny, you're right.
Boom.
Alrighty, yeah, Johnny, we met him out in TwitchCon, right?
Yeah, he was one of the guys who was running around with Miss Flex and her crew.
Yes, he came to our lifting thing that we organized, huh?
He did. Yes, I think he was just helping her load weights and doing a few weight lifts himself there.
Oh, awesome. Okay, cool. So we're gonna raid Johnny Delight in a little bit. Again, if you guys are here, please follow all of our commentators. Kira the Hermit, Rocket Fit, Jay DeGaines, Joe Gray from Garage Gym Competition, Chad Wesley Smith. We got Miniature Action Jesus here in the corner here, and of course the one and only Ben Rice. Ben always likes to say that he just shows up, right?
I literally do. I'm not gonna let you. Joe did all the things. He just told me when to be here, and I was. That's it.
Ben does a lot more for that. He is the heart and soul of the Twitch powerlifting meet.
Joe, give Joe all the credit. I'm happy to help whenever it's needed, and that's my role entirely. So
Ben has been there for this in our time of need. He was here whenever I first made my first mistake and accidentally bought a $700 squat bar.
Nice.
He's still here now that I bought all the rest of them too.
I know, it's just every single bar. What's this for? I don't know. I want it though. That's why. But I will say it got you really educated in all the goofy gym equipment stuff that we don't know what it is. I just slipped and my wallet fell out and just oh no, my PIN number accidentally entered in. Oopsie.
It was 100% accidental. I was checking something and then it decided it was going to automatically purchase and I was sad. And I didn't use it for 2 years and I put it up for sale. And it wasn't until I started doing USPA that I was like, oh, I have a squat bar.
Oh, nice. Oh, yeah. Oh, this old thing? Yeah. Brushes off the cobwebs.
That's great.
Alrighty, guys. Let's go ahead. We'll raid out to Johnny Delight. Please stick around and shoot him a follow / be nice in chat, right? We don't want to be mean. Being mean is not cool.
Be nice. Be nice. Have
Be
fun over
nice.
there. Mwah! Kisses to all you.
All right, guys. See ya. And I'll see you guys on Monday for my stream. We're gonna be doing some bench. Ben is gonna be streaming in probably an hour.
Yeah, I mean, 30. I'll probably take some deep breaths, go make myself some food, and then start up as soon as I'm able. So maybe
Ben,
half hour or something like that.
This man, for those of you who've never seen Ben lift, he will start the workout, get to his top set, and be done before you can cook a DiGiorno pizza.
Huh. And then Minnie, when are you gonna be streaming next so people can come and see you?
Well, if my toe's not broken, maybe tomorrow.
Maybe
I
tomorrow.
usually try to stream Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, Sunday, sometime in the afternoon or evening now that summer's here and school is out and I am free. So it'll probably be late afternoon, early evening Central Time, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, Sunday.
Sounds good. I love it. Alrighty, guys. I'll see y'all later. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.